What's with the straitjacket? Is that how they did this? Did they show up and like take him to the asylum or something? And that's a red emergency vehicle, so it could be that. I need my SWAT team for this just in case. Alright, we're gonna send them. I can't wait for that SWAT team to show up. We'll send Robbins instead. And Samaday. Actually, no, I don't want to send two people with this, that stripe. Send Donut again. Send Castile again. She'll be fine. Where you live was originally settled by the Dutch. You get a lot of Dutch tourists. We had some come to the shop working in one day, lost, and I was kind of able to cobble together directions for them. Oh, cool. A phony tip came from some competitors who were hoping to harm the car dealership's reputation. Well, that's a little bit rude. City Hall cuts prison funding. I'm gonna have to stop sending people to jail then, apparently. Christopher G. Sands Ice Arena hosts Stalin's Doubles Competition. And the stuntman killed, filming Bloody Shirt 5. I mean, seriously, after the third movie, they were starting to go downhill. Including the third movie. 1 wasn't bad, 2 was good, 3 was a pile of arse. Then they made 4 and it became a mockery of itself. I don't know why they're making a 5th movie. It's completely ridiculous. Back in business, I think. Yeah. Hey, another detective slot. Nice. So we need to send the detective to Shift A because they are struggling for manpower now. And I think it's going to be Javier Faust. I mean, that guy though, Keith Coleman, that sounds like a real detective name. This sounds like the name of somebody who runs like a clothing boutique. It's like a tailor's name. We can also hire more coppers. So where does this guy want to go? Shift B now has a full rack, so does Shift A. Rumors of a new Matrix movie. Really? Heard the rumors that Wolf killed more of his police officers and the rumors were true. Lies. I didn't kill them. The criminals killed them. Please. Those rumors are always true. Okay, they are, really, yeah. Ned Bucarisa. I don't know. We'll hire him anyway. He's going on Shift A because why not? Right. 21 officers. My goodness. How did life get so good all of a sudden? An armed robbery at the Live Good mini market. 3 drunk women entered the all-night store, grabbed a drink of Diet Coke. When the shopkeeper walked into the back room, they climbed behind the counter, grabbed the shotgun and wounded the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper's wife, who lives on the 2nd floor, called the police. Wow, that escalated fast. So we will send Purdy to this. Send Millsap as well. And Belozeoff. Why would anybody not want to travel to Japan? That country's great. Hey, money from the mob. A suspicious individual in the ghetto. The Black Handsome barbershop called in to report that a man in a hood and sunglasses asked for a haircut so that no one could recognize him. The hairdresser Emmett Brooks suspected that the man may be on the run from the law. He even agreed to dye his hair blonde. There's obviously something wrong. Either that, or he just wants to surprise his family. So I'm not going to take this too seriously, but we'll send Trebor. We'll send Hutchinson. He's new still. Oh, so she's... He? Not too sure. They are new. That officer is a new person in our department. Holy cow, look at this. Oh, look at this one. She's just like projectile vomiting. The women are having fun, drinking alcohol, throwing food around the store. When they see the police, one of them grabs the gun and shotgun and opens fire. Wait till they run out of ammunition. Hey, it's a shotgun. Anyone who's played video games knows they take forever to load. Work around the store to the back entrance. Jesus! I'm glad the labor pool refreshed. Oh. Should have waited for the ammo to run out. I should have actually. Yeah, I literally said it, didn't I? If this were a video game, they're the worst things to reload. Carmelo Cowan has been fighting with his 42-year-old mother's 32-year-old boyfriend. A neighbor called the police and said that these people... sorry, 23-year-old. I said 32, didn't I? I can read, guys. I understand numbers. I know which way around they belong. 23-year-old boyfriend. That's even worse. A neighbor called the police and said that these people had been at it for a long time, shouting at each other in the street. Then things suddenly went downhill fast. They started fighting. Some pulled out a gun and opened fire on the others. The woman was shot in the leg. Her boyfriend got at least 3 shots in the stomach. Jesus, these people. Diesel with the cheer. Thank you. And 3 rewards to people in the chat. Awesome. Thank you very much for that, T-Weasel. That's awesome. I should have waited for the ammo. Yeah, makes sense. That's not for that, yeah. Oh, we got dead people. So that's 100 bits per dead person, right? That's what you that's what you just did there. So I should be killing more people is what you're saying, right? Yeah. Right, so what do we want to do with this? We'll send Yancey. We'll send Mixon. And then we'll get a couple more 100. The man wanted to surprise his wife on the wedding anniversary. Oh my god. I told you it was going to surprise somebody, didn't I? How do I know this? I can sniff out these false alarms. It was pity bits. Oh. I'll take them either way. Thank you very much.
712 in progress.
The abduction at the kindergarten. The teacher, Carolina Cunningham, reports that Alevtina Vasileva burst into the nursery, grabbed her son, and tried to run. The school knew she'd lost custody in the divorce, so security stopped her as she tried to escape through the exit. Now she's locked herself in a room, demanding that the school release her son. Purdy and Chavez, you guys, you can deal with this. They've dealt with calls like this before. They know what they're doing.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
Oh dear. This is getting out of hand. This was the shooting in the ghetto. So we'll send Quack as some backup. Or Quack up, as we like to call it here in the station. Child abuse in the suburbs, and a suspicious individual at the Octopus restaurant. Children and caregivers are crowding around the door. Look, it's Santa Claus out on the street. What? Why would that make her come out? Everyone get away from the door immediately. Find another entrance to the room. No, clear the area. Behind the door, the child is yelling and then speaks in a murmur. I want my daddy. In the background, there's the sound of someone trying to open a window. Send a very sweet and friendly child in to negotiate. Now, this is the police. Come on out. Don't be daft. Let's not make this any worse than it has to be. Right, child abuse in the suburbs. An elderly disabled woman watched from her window as a mother struck her son in the face and began to drown him in an inflatable pool. Hurry, cried the old woman. Send someone to save the boy. This is going to be something like her eyesight completely sucks and they were just playing or something. It's not what it looked like. But can't take the risk.
510.
Never take the risk. I quit. Now that's right, Yancey got away conveniently enough. I'm starting to wonder if maybe he's killing other rival officers because he's jealous. Yeah, Shift B right now is just getting destroyed. I'm not killing anybody. The criminals are killing them. Hashtag blame Yancey. I know, right? It's like, Yancey, why didn't you look after these guys? This was Quack. Now who's going to be the Quack up? And this was Mixon. 2 Weasel. Oh. Thank you for the pity. Thank you again for another 200 bits. That's awesome. But holy cow, look at this now. We've got just like a line of dead people. Oh no, we've only got one person we can even send to this. This is not going very well today. I think we should put some music on to try to raise the mood a little bit. What was this one? Take a walk. Yeah, this is kind of what we need. More putty bits now, is it? Okay. 4 death officers on B looking... Ah, shit. I didn't click in time. Looking forward to Shift A. I know. So the child abuse offender escaped. Oh my god. And then the false alarm at the suspicious individual. We didn't even get to read that, so I don't even know what this was about. The man was Manuel Torreblanca, Latin American soap opera star. The waitress must have seen the advertisement for Mr. Torreblanca's show and mixed it up with a police bulletin about a wanted list. Oh, okay. I can kind of put together what the call was about now. There's a suspicious man on wanted posters here. Attempted murder in the park. A stone voice shouted into an emergency line that some guy with a top hat is going to saw a woman in half at the park. The animal has no limits. He's going to kill the poor girl. He was chanting to the crowd of crazies who gathered around to watch. It's like some kind of sacrifice. Please send every cop you can. Mob assignment. We have something going down today at Lucifer in the Sky with Lizard's nightclub at 2300. We wouldn't want any policemen crashing the party. I think 3500 should be enough for such a request. Yes, because I don't have anybody to send at this rate. I'd be like, no, the whole department's dead tonight. No, literally, it's dead. Like, dead. What, under the Matrix? Because 3 more avatars wasn't already a crime against humanity. Wait, they're making 3 more avatars? How have I missed that? Damn. The assault on the club failed. We had the police on the side and the troops were not mentally prepared for battle. Defeat builds character. Well, we're building a lot of character today. Yeah, that's going to be a magician. But then again, we're probably going to get told now that it wasn't, and quite literally a cult just sawed a woman in half in the public park, and we'll be like, oh shit. They've been talking about multiple Avatar movies since the first one was in production. Where have I been? I've not even seen the first one. That's where I've been. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not going to send anybody to this, though, because it's not going to be a thing. They have release dates now. Ooh. You know, actually, I think we should send some people. No, because they're going to want more than 3 people, and I can't send that many, so no. What is this? A fight at the beach. 4 black men with shovels and metal detectors were walking along the beach and came upon something valuable. First they hurried to dig up their big find. Before they finished digging, they began to swear and argue over each other's shares. The man with the grey beard got tired of his friends and bashed the guy's head in with a metal detector. He fell over dead on the sand. The remaining 3 are still going at it. Any eyewitnesses call the police and recommends that we hurry. Alright, Yancy, don't get any of these people killed that I'm sending with you. It was only a scheduled performance by the famous magician Lorenzo Trentino. Something valuable is going to be a hubcap. Yeah, that's it as well. They're going to be fighting over, like, you know, a bottle cap or a hubcap or something, right? It's going to be something really crap. Disney announced that the Avatar and Star Wars will alternate for the Xmas releases. Oh, really? Interesting. Enjoyed the first, even though it's just Pocahontas in space. That's put all kinds of images in my mind. Cause I don't even know what the first one's actually about, you know. So I haven't even looked, like, even been told the basic synopsis of the plot. So yeah, I should probably watch it at some point. Anyway, Pavel Holub says that he paid a girl to spend the night with him last night. In the morning, he said goodbye to her. But later, when he went to the closet, he found that some of his jewellery worth $3,000 had disappeared. Mr. Holub appeared to show is prepared to show the police where the girl can usually be found. Okay, and then we can arrest him for soliciting services. Good stuff. Hutchinson, you're going to get Purdy killed, aren't you? But go anyway. Fancy Smurfs. Sci-fi Smurfs, yes. Hey, there we go, we got them. It doesn't tell us, though. This is one of those occasions where I'd like a little blurb about the end of the collar, you know, so we know what's what. It doesn't tell us whether or not they did find the hubcap and that's what they were fighting over. Now, I've only got 1 cop to send on this for now. Oh, this is the thing we don't do, right? Fight broke out on the Butterflies on Crack punk rock concert. Punk's gonna punk and rocker's gonna rock, I suppose. We'll leave it be. Files in the abduction case. So we've got a light-coloured car, but that's the wrong person. And then we've got a dark-coloured car with the right person. So apparently these guys might have been drinking together. That's not the correct one, that's not the correct one, because that's his friend. But we've got an eyewitness that said an old woman who looked kind of dizzy took her away. And that's not an old woman. So, yeah. You'll make me watch the extended version next time I'm here. I'm up for it, absolutely. It was a pretty movie to look at. But past that, it's just a very basic story. It's just kind of uninspiring. Unobtainium, the visuals were the only thing worth it about that movie. I mean, that was what it was hyped on, right? It was just like, man, look at this new graphic effects technology that we've got, and it's going to be amazing. And it's like, well, that doesn't make a good movie, you know? You go to a Butterflies on Crack concert, oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, because apparently it ends in violence, and, you know, I'm a peaceful human being. Okay, these guys got away. Officers were unharmed. But you guys found the jewelry, so good stuff. Sell it. Where my music at? I want my music. What have we got here? Oh, we haven't listened to this one in a while.
311 complete.
Christopher Sands gave us our money. People died. Okay. This has been a pretty deadly day. Poor old Mixon. I remember when she joined, she was just a 100 rank professionalism cop. the quack up, as we called him, because he was always everybody's backup. You could rely on him. Until he died, and then he was thoroughly unreliable. Millsap, I don't remember hiring her, but I'm sure she was alright. And this guy, I think I'd only just hired him, and that was his first day out. He's going to come back as RoboCop. OCP are going to fix him up. This was his first beat in this side of the city. Homelessness increased by 13%. Nudists demand private beach in city. Apparently they need it because there's been a lot of, you know, weenie waggling going on over at the beach lately, so maybe we should get a little area for them just to be, like, out of the way. Juvenile vandals forced to clean off graffiti. Good. Teach them a sense of civic responsibility, and City Hall absolutely hates us now. Dead cops are just bad news. At best, you'd call it a proof of concept movie that displays the technological capabilities for visual effects. And now they're dated to the point that nobody's probably using them anymore, so it's not like they followed through on the concept. Cop deaths up 15%. So, I mean, maybe that can solve the homeless problem, okay? The cops who just died, they've left an empty house, maybe, because everybody knows, you know, they probably don't marry because they're too busy working for me. Why would they want to marry anybody? So let's put the homeless people in the dead cops' houses and solve that problem. Oh, maybe that's a horrible idea. Let's not do that. That would be a horrible thing. That's a thoroughly insensitive idea. Yeah, 4 labour market slots. Shift B. Don't worry, guys. I'm sending more people your way. So, Donna Fitzsimmons. JJ Boogie. Oh my god, we have to have this guy. He's gonna last a day at best. Carmen Brock. Nika Siavich, yeah, something like that. Anyway. Funeral for Higgins. Funeral for Mai. These aren't the ones who just died. These died a few days ago. Send cops to the academy from City Hall. According to recent reports, the FPD is hiring police academy graduates with the lowest grades. This is shameful. They're the only ones left. All the good ones just got killed. Not just for you, but the entire city. In the next 2 days, send at least 4 cops for training. If you can't teach them anything, let the professionals step in. I kind of might need to do this, but oh my god, that heroin sold for some money. The mocap tech they developed on Avatar was hailed as revolutionary. I mean, I guess that's true, and that film probably helped spur on technology for other films to work off of, right? So yeah. I mean, it's like the Star Wars movies originally with the Industrial Light and Magic was like, oh, you know, back in the day, they suddenly became everybody's darling for special effects at one point, so I can see that. Now we have video games that look way better than Avatar did. Yeah, I mean, again, they built off the back of that, right? Okay, so we need to get our deputy to send... So we need to send 4 people for training. In that case, we'll send all of our worst. I don't care if they succeed or not. I've got tons of money. I can do this. We'll send a couple of good ones as well. We'll send Dixon. I'm just wondering if maybe the higher up they go on the ladder, the better they become. So I'll send Dixon. And we'll send Klausner as well. Jack, keep up the good work and we'll make sure the final days at Freebirdpedia are much more comfortable. Oh, they will be because I'm going to arrest you, Mayor. And then there won't be any more final days. They'll just be days. Feel like it's spurred on mocap tech for game developers. I mean, there was obviously a crossing of that divide at some point. You're absolutely right. Whether or not it was that movie that did it or something else, it took one game developer to break into that, right? And say, we're going to use this on a trial basis and see if it really does good, and then everyone saw that happen. Right. Oh, We should probably read this first. And I was like, who do I send on this job? I don't know what's happening. A shooting at the Atticus Tower. An office employee came to work earlier than usual, heard gunshots and screams coming up from the roof. I always work on the top floor, and I've never noticed anything like this before. This is like the start of Die Hard, you guys. Alright, Robbins, you're one of the most senior men we've got. Take Donut. Take Murata. Take Grant as well, actually. I want to send some pretty top-end officers. This, and we don't know how many suspects, so send a paddy wagon.
216 in progress.
It feels like it's oddly coincidental. Whether it's spurred or gave them the tech to help is anyone's guess. That's it. I mean, it's knowing whether or not somebody just saw it lying around and said, shall we use this? You know, or whether or not it actively made its way there, you know, through the actions of you know, people moving through the industries and so on. Who knows? St. John's Hospital. Abortion opponents have blocked the women's clinics. They're acting aggressively and shouting, abortion is murder, abortion is sin, no one dares approach. The doctors and nurses are afraid to leave the building. Roy and Bukarisa and maybe Iwase, you guys can go.
415 in progress.
Reckless endangerment. Okay, so the shooting, turns out the roof is being used for the final skyscraper scene of the new action movie Bloody Shirt 5, Johnny's New Look. I was kind of almost there when I said it's like Die Hard. What did the restaurant want? Mr. Boyd, my foreign cooks have really gotten out of hand. They started spitting in the food and putting in all sorts of strange things. It's like it's some kind of joke. I wouldn't matter except several visitors begin to notice they're eating foreign objects and they're starting to complain. Fire them, maybe? What do you want me for? I tried to talk with the staff and they just nod and agree, but they continue to wreak havoc. Please send a couple of your men here, maybe intimidate them with a little jail time or deportation. Make sure that the threats stay threats. I can't afford to be without cooks for even one day. What was this other call out? A group of pranksters have been tossing purses on the sidewalk tied to a thin thread. They pull the thread attached to the person, lure curious passers by into a dumpster in the alley. This is not the first complaint we've gotten about these pranksters. The other day, one of the victims was so scared when they tossed her in the dustbin, she lost consciousness and still hasn't recovered. You guys go and put a stop to that bullshit.
I was trying to raise TN1, Sergeant Hotspot.
Situation is already more serious than we thought at the unlawful assembly. Alright, Dixon and Castile then, I guess. Send it all.
1310 in progress.
I'm going to ignore the Octopus Restaurant. Deal with your own staffing problem. Jesus. Maybe start looking for new cooks to replace them and then tell them they're fired. What kind of dumbass follows the purse on a string? Exactly. It's like, oh, it keeps moving. Maybe if I go for it again. It moved again. It moved again. Oh my god, it moved again. I'd be like, oh, it moved it. Oh, funny. Very funny. And then you twats and then walk on. You know, that's usually the way I'd handle that. About 75% of the US people. Oh. There's a $100 bill on the street and a few teenagers in the alley are poking their heads out around the corner. Oh my god. Quietly enter the alley from the other side.
415.
2 dead cops. They had a shotgun with them. Now, we got them, the little pranksters. Give them a good clip round the ear and send them on the way. A man who visited wished to remain anonymous and told us the address of another man who is engaged in the production and sale of fake document certificates and other papers that are in high demand these days. These guys' prices skyrocketed and the quality is just as bad as before. So the guy basically came to rat these guys out because he bought documents from them and it was shoddy workmanship. So, good, tell the police about these guys then. God.